Have I told you this story before?
Oh, God, here we
Why
go.
does this always happen at the end of the episodes?
Always.
Okay, when I was 10 years old.
What'd you put up there?
Do you remember?
What did you put up your nose? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Girls podcast, sponsored by Dezo. I'm Raquel,
and I'm Natasha.
I feel like we haven't done one of these in a really long time, but we haven't been together.
We haven't been together.
Yes.
So it's nice to be back
we're
together.
Back, guys. And of course, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, leave us that 5-star review.
Jazz hands.
Ignore my awful spray tan on Apple Podcasts. Natasha, we have a very interesting topic today, and I'm excited to see where we go with it.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about it at all. Like, we're going to just, both of us are going to discuss this topic right now, right here.
In real time.
Live, real time.
Yeah.
And we're curious to hear your thoughts on it, too.
Because normally we'll talk and, like, go through what we want our episode to be about, but I think we wanted this one to be more, like, surprising and natural. So if you guys don't know, last week, a picture of Khloe Kardashian was released on the internet. And this is not about the Kardashians. This is more so about Photoshop and just body image and kind of where we're going with that. Because obviously we all have body dysmorphia. If you don't, please tell me your tricks. Like, I don't even know. Everyone has body dysmorphia. Everyone edits and posts and shortens and smalls and, like, all of that stuff of body issues.
Yeah.
It's natural.
It's wild to think that that's the truth.
I do it. I don't do it a lot. It's like a little cinchy cinch sometimes if I'm feeling a little bloated, but it's that, or I have an extreme vein.
A little cinchy cinch.
I have an extreme vein in my forehead from when I was little and I ran head first into a glass cabinet, so I smoothed that out. Oh yeah, that's a story for another time.
Oh God. Yeah, you just like blur that a little bit.
Yeah, because it's extreme. But
yeah, we could sit and talk about all the tricks actually, but
yeah. So basically a picture was released of Khloe from, like, an assistant. It was put online. I don't even know how old the picture was. It looks old because it's before she got all of her lipo or whatever she got done. Took out some ribs, who knows. But
oh boy, we're going there.
It's just a natural picture. Like, you could see bumps and her natural body, and she looks beautiful. Like, she looks like a real person. She doesn't look like a Barbie doll, and, like, she looks beautiful. Like, whatever. But it became this whole thing, and everyone, going into how fake they are and all of that, and she wanted it taken down, and that basically brought up a whole conversation of, why do we have to have these extreme body standards? Because if you think about it, it's always been extreme. Like, in the 90s, the models were this big. They were
paper thin,
weren't eating, were just, doing drugs and didn't eat and were, like, living their life. And then
a lot of bulimia, too.
Mm-hmm. Anorexia, bulimia, and literally, I don't know if you saw the other day, but someone on some reality show in the UK just passed away from her battle with anorexia. It was that bad. Mm-hmm. So it's so sad that it's still like this, and I feel like people are now a little bit more accepting of body images, but I feel like we've gone in a different direction because of the Kardashians.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think that they have influenced the way that we see our bodies for sure. I know that a long time ago when, all the Kardashians were talking about how Jennifer Lopez was, like, their biggest inspiration because she was, like, a curvy woman, and her being, of another race also had something to do with it too, because I know the Kardashians are Armenian. And so to, like, be able to accentuate curves and, like, having breasts and having a butt and, a waist and hourglass figure wasn't the norm. And I think Jennifer Lopez was, like, kind of one to really get that to become more accepted and, like, let's say, like, a popular shape. And then, of course, like, Beyonce came in and et cetera, right? But then when, Kim comes in, and how many times did we see those episodes where she was trying to prove or, like, go do an x-ray and whatever to show that she didn't have, like, implants in or whatever, which, by the way, that's what BBLs are for, right? Brazilian butt lifts. Correct. Or when they suck out the fat, they lipo your fat from anywhere in your body. So it could be from your tummy. It could literally be from your down there, if you know what I mean. It can be from your boobs. They can, like, suck a little bit out, and then they can inject it into your butt. And
so you're not going to have implants.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
So technically, if you're going to x-ray or whatever, you're not going to see silicone implants like you would, like, in breasts or, previous ways that people used to put butt implants, which they still do.
And might I add, we live in Miami, so everyone gets this
Everyone
done.
does it.
Everyone So I don't want this to be like, oh, well, you guys don't have, like, she's curvy, I have
Yeah.
my boobs, like, we both have different body shapes.
Oh,
like,
I considered getting a Brazilian butt lift, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, I was like, I had my little tubby, like, my little pouch, whatever you call it, pouch. I'm not a kangaroo.
Your tummy. You just have your tummy, it's
I had
fine.
a little pooch at the bottom of my stomach, and I was, like, considering it. I went to the doctor, and I was like, like, maybe I should, like, take a little bit out of there and, like, maybe a little bit from my arms and, like, put it to my butt. Not because I wanted a big butt, because I have a very, like, small butt, but just to, like, give a little bit more roundness, a little shape. I still want to look
plumper.
Yeah, I wanted it to look natural because that's how I like it. But, of course, to each their own, and everybody likes, different things.
Yeah.
We see all kinds of shapes and sizes here in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so with the Kardashians kind of, I think, popularizing that, especially with Kim, I think in the early stages of the show, and she was trying to prove that, nobody really believed it. I think everybody was just kind of like, yeah, like you got over it and you just thought that it was, not true. But then through the years when Kylie, was denying that she got her lips done for the longest time, and then eventually she, I think, did admit to it, but...
Yeah, I want lip filler. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna be the first person to say, I want lip filler, I want my upper lip. I don't want it because I want to look like a duck. I want it because my upper lip is super small and my lower lip is like nice and plump and like
You want them like
people
even
pay
out.
for that. I'm like, lit. I only need my upper one done like a little bit, but like I'm also allergic to everything.
Yeah.
So God
You're
knows.
gonna have an allergic reaction.
If anyone's it's gonna be me. So that's the only thing that has really stopped me. So if anyone knows of anything, message me separately and we'll talk about it. I don't know why we can't own up to it. That's where I'm at. Like, I'm the number one person that I have never had anything done, but I'm the number one person who's like, if you don't like it, fix it. Because we get it from being on camera. I've been on camera for 6 years of my life. Mm-hmm. I've had stuff said about me by all sorts of people for just to be mean, just because they don't even know me. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. Obviously, the Kardashians is times 3 million gajillion people.
Yeah, like hundreds of millions.
So, like, it's going to get to you, and I understand that. So, like, if you don't like something, fix it. Who cares? Own up to it. If you have enough money and you are going to feel better about yourself and be unapologetically confident, do it. Yeah. That's fine. But just freaking own up to it. Like, so I don't understand.
I'm going to chime in on this one for a little bit, though, because growing up, especially, like, all the moms, like, my friends' moms, and, like, I don't know, we just call them the moms.
The moms.
Like, yeah. All the Mexican moms, like, that was, like, what they did. It was, like, everybody got some kind of work done, a little bit of knit tuck, whatever, and especially, like, after having kids, et cetera, like, there's, like, the mommy tummy tuck and all this stuff.
The
like, it's a thing,
lifts,
right?
Like, get it done, yeah.
We totally get it. Like, your body changes. But back in that time, I remember it was something that people did not talk about. Like, people did not want to share with others because they were like, that's my private information. That's for me to know only. Like, I even had a friend where her mom, like, had, like, really nice big breasts, and she, like, thought that her mom's breasts were natural, and then, like, I heard through the grapevine, like, from other moms to me, it was like, no, they're not natural. She got them done. We know the doctor, everything, and, like, my friend had no clue that her mom did that. Like,
nothing's perfect.
But that's what I'm trying to say is, like, before, it used to be very private. Like, if, I don't know, like, if...
This was pre-Kardashian.
Like, if my cousin got it done or something, like, they would, like, tell me, like, please, like, don't share this with other people, like, but, like, don't tell other people.
But I'm just confused on that because it's like, aren't people going to notice? You know what I mean?
Well, right. It depends how much you do, right? I mean, if it's drastic, then yeah, of course you're going to notice. But if it's gradual, then I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
But anyways, so what I'm trying to get to is, like, with that being in the past, now I think that you still always have the right to your privacy. Like, Khloe, technically, she does not have to share with the world what she does. Like, that's her own private life. That's her body. She can choose whatever the heck she wants to share. However, I think the part that we all are kind of coming around and having a conversation about is the fact that since they're so influential, whether they like it or not, they know that they are.
Yeah.
And especially even, like, for their own kids, and who knows, maybe with their own children and stuff, they do express it, but not to the public. But you are putting out an image that is not realistic to the public, that younger girls, at the end of the day, they're going to be influenced by you, they're going to be inspired by you, and they're going to look up to that and think that that is what the norm is. So in that case, I think that's where we're like, that's where we hold you accountable to actually stay, some of the things. You don't have to explain it all, but at least be like, yes, like, I have done some things, but
yeah,
this is not how I naturally am.
it's so funny to me too because a lot of my friends get Botox and filler and stuff and like lip injections and I mean guys, Miami, South Florida is a different place. It is different than living in like I lived in Nashville. Even there, like people are just starting like get some stuff done, obviously influencer wise, but here is like a whole
everyone's
different,
plastic.
It's like LA. It is. It's like Hollywood. Everyone's plastic. Everyone has their boobs, their butt, like lips, eyebrow, filler. Like it's just a different world. So to us, it's even like, oh, okay, they got their face done. Like you can tell. But again, it's the accountability because so many people now have body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. So if you're going to be influential, even if it's like 10,000 people on Instagram, if someone messages you and is like, oh, I really like, oh, you're so pretty. Like your nose is perfect. Yeah, I got it. Like, if I got it done, I'd be like, yeah, I got it done. Like, here's my doctor. You know what I mean? We have to hold people accountable because I think it's so dumb to make people have this body dysmorphia and think that this is how they are naturally when it's not.
Well, and it's I don't know if the word is toxic, but it's like kind of toxic,
It is
I guess, like to not, I guess.
Own up to it.
Well, yeah, like share what it actually is, right? So like if I'm a young girl and I'm seeing them, they look so perfect to me and I want to look like that. You're wondering how, and maybe at that time, if you're a teenager, you're in high school and you want to look that way and you can't because you're not going to go spend thousands of dollars to get plastic surgery, right? And you're also thinking that that's natural. Why don't I look like that? It's creating a lot more insecurity, I think, around the younger generation. Not even just younger generations. I think just amongst women in general, right? Because, I mean, even for us too, like I see them and I'm like, wow, they look amazing. Like even Kim right now, she's so skinny. But you can tell, like, whatever, you know, obviously, like, yes, she might have gotten her Botox and whatever, like, certain lifts and stuff like that they do. But, like, you can tell, like, she's really skinny because she's actually, like, working out, too, though.
Yeah.
And I know that Khloe also, like, if you look at the Instagram Live thing that she posted to, like, prove that she did, I do 100% believe that her weight loss journey and her, like the way that her body looks, like how thin she is and etc. is totally from the hard work. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think that that's just completely unnatural, but I do think that there were enhancements along with the process.
Along the way. I don't think it was recently. I mean,
right.
We have all seen pictures.
Because, I mean, she's like super skinny.
We've also gone from, like, we've seen them on TV for so many years, too. So, and that's why it just annoys me, because it's like, if you're going to be on TV for this many years, we've seen your progression from when Khloe was 23 to whatever she is now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've had stuff done. Yeah. Like, so the fact that everyone's always like, and everyone is always like, oh my God, the Kardashians are so beautiful. They've had work done. And I think it's almost ignorant if you don't own up to it at this point, because you're so perfect looking and it's not real. It's not real. Like, and I think people just need to be more open about the plastic surgery that they get, because it's causing so many mental health issues and so many body issues and so many issues that people already have. Yeah. It's enhancing it.
And that's the thing too. Like, over the years, they've always been in denial. Right. I think that's what makes it so hard to kind of swallow. Yeah. Is it's always been denial. Like, I think at one point Kylie did admit, like, the lip thing.
Like, I'm sorry.
But that's literally it.
When you literally,
I don't think they admit to anything else. Like, we see their, don't get me wrong, we see their videos when they go get treatments done and, like, their skin and, like, skin tightening and all this stuff.
Do all that glowy and hoey. Be glowy and hoey.
But even, like, the skin tightening, like, or, like, cellulite reduction stuff. But there has not been, I think, one mention of, like, one lipo or, like, a rib or a BBL or fat transfer. Not one.
No.
Which, to me, that, like, blows my mind.
Natasha.
Yes, Raquel.
It's Dezo time! It's summertime. It's Dezo time. You guys know why we love Dezo so much. Well, maybe you don't, but that's why you're going to listen to us right now. Dezo, superfruit water, all natural, organic, no weird products that you're like, oh, this tastes really good, but then I feel like crapola the next day.
Crapola?
This is my favorite one. It's the watermelon flavor. It's gluten-free vodka, watermelon water, cucumber and lemon, Himalayan sea salt, and carbonation.
That's it. No other secret ingredients, and it's supposed to make you feel great. If 2 different ways, right? You're gonna get your buzz on, but then you're gonna feel amazing the next day.
Yes, and you're hydrated because water.
And it'll sink in fast.
It does the job.
Make sure you have it on ice. You want it super, super chilled, super cold, and it tastes amazing that way. It's super natural. So, like, if you're really into, like, health and wellness, like, this is literally the sparkling drink for you.
The summer.
But yes, with summer coming around and it's literally bright and beautiful outside right now, this is a drink that you want to drink. So make sure to head over to drinkdezo.com to get yours today. And again, who the heck are all of... We can sit here and talk about it all day and look at all the press that they're getting just because of this, right? But however, I mean, I do wonder, and this would just be an open question to them, is like, I wonder how they talk about it with their family, their children. Because if I'm the kid, if I'm one of the kids and I see my mom look so different from me,
right?
Like, what, and again, I'm not judging that. I'm sure, like, maybe she's going to have that conversation with her. Like, again, private matter. Like, again, people in my family, they've done stuff. They only told me, but they didn't want to go and tell the world.
Yeah.
So that's them. But I actually I'm curious to know, like, what conversation she would have because she's going to look very different from her kids.
Yeah. Well, and it's also a different conversation, like what you were talking about earlier when people didn't used to talk about it. I mean, in Parkland, all the rich Parkland moms, they all get everything.
Owned it.
No, but they all get everything done, and like some are open and some are not, and it's like, okay, you're prerogative. But they're such public figures. That's the thing. That's why it's so different. Like, I don't care what you do. If you are whatever, Jane and whatever, and have your 3 kids and you don't feel good about yourself, like, go get something done. Amazing. Your prerogative, whatever. But you are literally a Kardashian. You are the reason the beauty standards are the beauty standards they are right now. The reason they are right now, which, again, grateful that they're changing and curvy women are accepted and different looking women and color, race. That's amazing. Amazing, because that's what needed to happen. But you gotta own up to it, because now all these kids are going to be like, why don't I look like this? I need my ribs taken out. Why isn't my waist this big and my butt's this, like,
well, and
hello?
The thing too, though, that I also think is like, okay, they obviously know that everyone's speculating, and they obviously, so at that point, like, if it was me, and I know the world is speculating, like, you're just going to assume, like, okay, they already know, so, like, what do I need to own up to? You know what I mean?
But I just think it needs to be talked about more openly because of, and now they have kids. So it's like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Now you have a lot of daughters, too. Lots of daughters. Yeah. And they're not going to look the way they look because they've had so much surgery done, which is what you're saying.
Well, and that's the thing, too, though, because at that point, then maybe they are just creating the norm to be, you know, done up to get work done. So at that point, they're going to completely embrace all of their kids doing work to themselves too. Which, again, are you promoting body dysmorphia from a young age at that point?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know. That's the question to ask.
It is. I think so. Yes. And because, like, again, all about getting your work done. But like when you're that famous.
Because if, like, again, this is not even in relation to Kardashians. Let's just say, like, I have a mom that's, like, super duper done plastic surgery, like, all the way. I'm going to always, like, wonder, like, how come I don't look like my mom? Like, why is my mom so pretty and, like, I'm not? If, you know, there's obviously, like, a disconnect with, like, me being actually, like, natural and probably looking more like her.
Right.
Versus, so at that point, you're going to probably feel insecure growing up. And then on top of that, plus, like, ridicule from everybody else, like, bullying and stuff. And then you grow. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So then at that point, like, you know, you're normalizing not being yourself.
Right. Right. And again, if you don't like it, fix it. But we got to have this, like, middle situation where we talk about it because it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And people are mad about it, are so mad about it because it's like, okay, this picture's released on accident. We know what you really look like. And you're just saying, you know, oh, well, the years of ridicule. Listen, I get it. We've seen this stuff. People are mean. People are evil. People are horrible human beings. They think they can hide behind a keyboard. That's a whole different topic of situation that we've kind of covered in the past. But it's like, again, just be open and honest about it. Do it.
I just wonder, though, at this point, so now that you've been in denial for so many years, if, like, one day you're just like, okay, like, here's a list of things that I've done. Woo! I wonder, like, how much.
I feel like I would.
But do you feel like people would actually be like, finally, thank you? Or they're just going to hate even more?
I mean,
they're going to be like liars, all this stuff.
I feel like people would, again, both sides because people are mean, but, like, if you're.
Yeah, because they're going to be like, oh, it took you this long to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, what's the point of even saying anything at all?
I feel like it just is like.
And I feel like it's already assumed and they know that.
But I think that's kind of what happened. Like, but again, was in denial again when she released her statement. And it's so irritating because she was like, oh, the years of ridicule. Like, we know people were saying really horrible things about you. And I at least
I literally don't know how
anyone could handle it.
No, how would you even feel like if millions of people are constantly telling you how you're the ugliest sister, how you're the fattest one? Like, I would feel like
you would feel awful. You would feel like horrible trash. Like you're literally, I'm sure, suicidal thoughts. Like,
that's obviously one of the reasons why I think she kind of like wanted to get herself together and actually like prove to the world and to herself to get in shape.
And like, again,
I have her book. Yeah. I have it here somewhere.
But like, also again, like we know she's also worked out. We've seen her with the trainer. She works so hard. I wish I could work out like that. Like that'd be,
I mean, she has like an 8-pack. So.
Yeah, like a go off, sis. But
can I have your trainer?
Right? Can I? Well, we cannot afford that.
And doctor.
We cannot afford that. Doctor. We cannot afford that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny because I'm doing social media for a plastic surgeon in Miami, and he specializes in Brazilian butt lifts. And so he's like sent me, yeah, there you go. He's sent me like people who have, his clients who have gone on TikTok and have reposted and stuff, and they're super open about it, and everyone's so appreciative. I like look at the comments on their page, like, who's your doctor? Oh my god, like people want people to be honest now. Like that's where we're going. So if you're the most influential family on the freaking planet, just be honest.
Do you think JLo's gotten stuff done?
She says she hasn't, but I think she has.
What do you think she's done?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really like know JLo like that. I don't like stalk her pictures, but I
wonder because she was always another one that was like
she's always had her booty, so I don't know. I mean, like she also works out again, like a fiend. I'm sorry if you're, but again, okay. Obviously, everyone knows once you get to like even getting near 30, hey, you have to start doing some sort of
skin. And after having kids too, like there's so much to it. Do some
sort of like skin tightening, like whether it's the cool sculpting or like that's got to be done. First of all, Kris Jenner has no jaw, like has the most insane jawline. Like there's no way she hasn't had something removed, the tightening.
I'm sure she's gotten facelifts, but
like, hello, but you look great, so amazing. But like, hello, be honest. Be honest.
I mean, look, if you just browse TikTok and you go through like all the plastic surgeon TikToks, you'll see all the ones that they show like the celebrities and like what they've done. The doctors will literally be like, they'll call it out. They'll be like, oh, this person got this done, that done.
I go through all the K-pop ones. I'm like, really? Because they're super big into jaw shaping there. Yeah. They want like the V shape. So like before debut, a lot of them get their jaw shaved.
How do they shave the jaw?
I don't know, but it sounds really painful.
Oh.
Do they take like a razor blade? Oh, I can't.
I don't think a razor blade is gonna get that's your part of your skull. That's part of your skull.
I like can't.
Oh, remember the Kybella? I mean, wait, I just remember Khloe did promote Kybella. Remember? Like when they inject the neck to like tighten it. I don't know what it does, but it like sucks your neck back in.
Oh yeah, because you could get the jaw thing done without the jaw shaving. You can get filler.
She promoted Kybella. I just remembered that. So like,
I would be allergic to all of this.
I know, that's honestly one of the things that I'm totally afraid of like injecting anything inside of me foreign. I feel like I would not react well to that.
I would literally be in the ER.
And like I've always been super I was always anti-plastic surgery actually.
Really?
Like growing up, like all the moms that like did and stuff, I was always like all natural. Like I never dyed my hair. I never did anything to myself. And then I was super obsessed with Ashley Simpson. And she had kind of like the same like nose shape as I did, and then one day she got her nose done, and I was devastated, and then I was like not her biggest fan anymore, and I was over her.
But was she open about it or no?
Yeah, she was. Okay. But like still, I was just like, I was bummed because I looked up to her at that time. I was 14 years old, and I was like, oh, like she owns it, so like I'm fine, I'm okay. Yeah. And now that she doesn't own it, I'm like, oh, well, am I supposed to like feel bad about my nose now? Not that like she defined my life, but like that's how I felt in the moment. And then eventually, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I did get my nose done a few years ago. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm turning right now. And it looks super natural. And you probably didn't know that I got my nose done. And most people that I see, like no one knows that I've gotten it done because it looks so natural on my face. And that's exactly what I wanted. Mm-hmm. But it took me a while to get to that point because again, I was like all natural, like did not do anything to myself. And I always like saw myself being like, you know, grandmother Willow, like old and like not just like natural, you know, like not like, but anyways, so yeah, once it happened, you know, it wasn't something that I was going around and telling like, hey, nice to meet you. I got my nose done. Like, no, it wasn't like that. But like, through conversation or, you know, if something came up or like if Raquel like once told me like, yeah, I would consider like getting lip filler on my top lip. I was like, yeah, I got my nose done. You know, like that's my response back. But it's nothing that like, you know, it's not to my body. But even that time, I was so scared. Like going into it, like they give you, what's it? No. Like they show you what you're going to look like. I forget what it's called.
The after picture?
Yeah, they manipulate your face to like kind of give you like a preview of what you'd look like. And you can go, there's a word for it, but you go to like different consultations. And every doctor I went to, by the way, had a different nose on me.
Yeah.
Like they did not look the same.
Crazy.
And I explained it the same way. Like I told them, I was like, I want it to look natural. I had like a bump on the top of my nose. So like from the front, it was almost the same, like a little bit wider, but like you noticed it a lot from my profile. Side. So I went to one doctor and he like kind of just shaved the bump off. So it was still kind of like a straight nose. And then another guy, I was like, I want it like this, but like natural, but maybe with like a little bit of like a curve, like between my eyes, just so it like, I don't know, like doesn't look like I got it done. You know what I mean? I want it natural. And then another one, he like made it like close to my face, like really like piggy looking.
Like, okay.
And
like
I was
flat.
Yeah, like just like small, like too small and pointy.
Like Barbie.
Yeah, and I was like, it's nice.
Of course, that's the nose I like whenever I see pictures. I'm like, ooh.
Great. You like, but not on my face.
Yeah,
though,
but it depends on the person.
Because like I have like a long nose too, so like if it's small, it just looks like I feel like if
fake.
I did that, you would know that I got a nose job.
Like, she got a nose
it wouldn't
job.
look natural.
Which like some people like it, and I'm like, all right, right. You look pretty.
So even in that time, like, again, that was the time that I was considering BBL and everything. Yeah. But then I was like, oh, it's another, you know, $8,000. Like, not trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, but.
How do they do that? I don't know. I guess I can ask the plastic surgeon.
No, you literally use lipo from different places in the body. So, like, wherever you have fat that you can transfer, they take it out, they lipo it, they save that fat, and then they just put it back in. So you can do it to your boobs too. Like if you have like flattened boobs, like if you want them to look fuller, like your cleavage like part, you can inject into the boobs to make them prick, which I'm pretty sure like Kim's done and stuff. I have a feeling that that's what they do to make them still look like up. Yeah, it's fat transfer. I'm not a doctor. Don't take my word for it. Please consult whoever you need for information. I'm just telling you what I learned. Message me about the doctor who died. I need to clarify that. I'm just telling you what I learned because I went to different doctors and like that's what they explained to me. But
also, I mean, if you want to get something done, again, like talk to different doctors, do your research on them. No, I've heard horror stories, and seen horror stories, and
hello, Botched. If you haven't watched the show Botched,
well, they're so extreme. Like I feel like you never have someone who's like, oh, my nose is, you know, I got a nose job and it was bad. It's like I got a nose job and also my eyes lifted and then now I have like one eye and you're like, wait,
and now I've turned into a unicorn.
I mean, maybe not the worst thing.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like my doctor was great. He's in San Diego. I'm not sure if he's still practicing, but he came from a family of all like plastic surgeons. And, you know, this is what they tell you going in. Like anytime you get work done, your body will naturally adapt itself to what it naturally was. Like, so I'm not saying your boobs are going to shrink if you get a boob job. No, that's not what I'm saying. But like for my nose, they told me like if my nose like curved a little bit to the right, as weird as that sounds, but it happens, like you just don't realize it. They'll tell you like after the surgery, like again, it can still like it's not gonna grow. I won't have a bump again. Yeah, it's not gonna have like a bump again, but it might like it'll like reset into like its position. So I think that happened to me. And like one of my nostrils is like more closed than the other, like it collapsed.
That's how you can always tell if people get it done, by looking under
the So like I have like you can't see now. I have to be like up in the camera, and like I'm not gonna do that to you guys. But like
give me the full tour.
But like one of my nostrils I think like collapsed, and then if like I don't think I breathe as well as I used to be honest.
I can't ever breathe.
So like Dr. Nassif, hey,
wait, doesn't his
actually, funny enough, he had liked one of my pictures back in the day on Instagram.
Wow.
And I was like, I like took a double take, and I was like, no, I don't. Dr. Nassif liked my picture, like out of the blue. Like I didn't hashtag nose job, and he's like the rhinoplasty, whatever.
The dude.
And I actually messaged, and he responded, or his assistant or whoever. And I was like, oh, like, what would it be to, like, get a consultation? They were like, oh, it's, like, 6 months out. And I was like, yeah, no, trying to do my nose now.
You're like, tomorrow.
But I'm like, maybe I'm going to have to visit you one day when I have lots of money to fix my nostril. Because I don't think I breathe as well.
Do they have to nose job it?
Yeah. I know. It sucks. I really don't want to do that. No. And
How's
to be
the
honest,
recovery?
so rhinoplasty is actually the easiest to recover from. The nose. Yeah.
Interesting.
I personally, the doctor I went to, so like, I don't know what you call it, modern, old school, whatever, but like a lot of times they pack your nose, right? So like they stuff stuff inside your nostrils so that your nose doesn't collapse, so that the nostrils don't collapse.
Is that what they put, what do they fill it with? What's it called?
Gauze?
Silicone?
What? Silicone for what?
Oh, okay. So in Asia, how they do nose jobs is they put silicone in it because they want the small like noses and like the flat.
Oh no, but that's like reshaping. For me, they were like shaving it off. You know?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can put filler in your nose to like straighten it. So like I'm not trying to criticize you, but I'm just using it as an example. But like you have like, let's say like a little dent right here on your nose. I'm touching her nose. You have like a little dent here in your nose. You can put a little filler here to like straighten it. Yeah. I personally I like your nose how it is. No, because sometimes you fill it and it makes it look a little bigger.
Oh yeah.
But again, it's like to straighten it out. Anyways, they they can stuff your nose. For me, they didn't. And then they put a stent, which is like the little like hard thing over your nose.
Like literally like when you
and it's like taped on. I personally my body just adapts to things well. Like I don't bruise easily. Like I'm not injured
she's way
easily.
better than me.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people like when they get like their wisdom teeth pulled, like you get bruised and swell. Like I don't bruise like that.
I was like a chipmunk.
Well, I was swollen, but people will like bruise and like get all really bad.
I look like I was punched in the face.
Yeah, and I know you're like that. I know like
I'm a mess.
Certain people are really sensitive. Luckily, like I barely had bruising, whatever. But like you can get bruising under your eyes. You're obviously swollen for a while, and it takes like months for it to like fully heal.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like I took arnica, which is like anti-inflammatory, natural. Like it's herbs, but you get it in a pill. You can get it on Amazon. And it's supposed to like help with the recovery. Papaya is supposed to be like really good for like inflammation. So like my mom was making me papaya banana smoothies.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And they were really good. And I was just sleeping all day.
Yeah,
next to a
but
cat.
You can't sleep on your face.
No, I mean I don't normally sleep face down. But I just had a bunch of pillows behind me, and I have pictures of it. I mean, maybe I could share them if you guys want to see them. I can show you.
Yeah.
And after the week they take the stint off the top. Normally,
it's only a week.
Yeah, for just the stint.
Okay.
But normally when they pack your nose, like they have to take that out too. So like I was like dreading that, and I was like, thank God this doctor doesn't do that, because like nose hairs and
and just like pull
tweezers. Oh my God, that reminds me of the story. I'm gonna have. Should I tell it?
Yeah. What happened? I have a bump in my nose because I dropped something on my face when I was younger. Anyway,
it's about my nose.
What happened?
Should I tell it?
Spill it. We're already here.
Have I told you this story before?
Oh God, here we go.
Why does this always happen at the end of the episodes?
Always.
Okay, when I was 10 years old.
What'd you put up there?
Do you remember?
What did you put up your nose?
Do you remember those earrings? Like when you'd go to like Disney World or like Disneyland and like, what's the Disney walk called? The walk, like where you can walk and there's all the shops.
Like the boardwalk?
But it's
Disney
called something.
Boardwalk?
No. Downtown Disney?
Oh, yeah. Well, now it's Disney Springs, but yeah.
Disney Springs. Okay, Disney Springs here, downtown Disney in California. So, you know how you go to those like kiosks and they would have like, they used to have these earrings. They were like magnet earrings.
Yeah.
So like you put like the magnet behind the ear, and then the one on top, it has like these light up like electric laser looking earrings.
It's like the Buzz Lightyear, the Mickey,
You would like twist it and they would like light everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Mom, can I please get one of those? Yeah, sure. So whatever. So she got some for me, and this is a summer party before like my birthday the next day. So all my friends are about to come over. One of my friends had just gotten there, and I thought it would be funny to do it as like a nose ring. So I put one on my nose with like the lights everywhere, and we're cracking up laughing so much. So I put the other one on the other nostril. So I have two quote unquote piercings on my nose at the moment, and they're all lighting up. This idiot right here decides to lift the tops off instead of each one. So the magnets from the inside snap and they connected on the inside of my nose. And at this point, we're laughing because I look like a bull, right? Like with the horn or whatever the thing. And then No, Raquel. Then
No.
at this point, it's not funny anymore. I mean, it was hilarious. My friend was cracking up. She was dying. I was literally starting to panic because after like 5 minutes of laughing, it's funny. But then I'm like picking my nose, trying to get it out, and it won't come out. And I don't have nails at the time. I couldn't get it out. So I go to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, like I put the magnets in my nose. I was like, I put the magnets in my nose. Help, whatever. So she gets tweezers.
Oh, fuck.
She's pulling it from one nostril, right? And it won't come out, Raquel. People, the magnet did not want to come out. So my mom's like trying, like she's yanking. And at this point, I'm getting nervous. I'm starting to panic.
Yeah.
Then like you start getting in tears because you're pulling on nose hairs and stuff. It started going up my nose.
No!
It went up like halfway up my nose, like closer to the top of my nose. And she was literally like, she was starting to get freaked out because she was like, this girl's going to have like magnets in her brain. Like, what's going to happen next? Whatever. Long story short, she somehow managed to like yank as hard as possible with the hairs, whatever. Like, even if I cried, she didn't care. And the minute that she pulled the magnet, the minute the tip of the magnet started coming out the tip of my nostril, they snapped together and they fell. They were like that glued to each other. But they came out of my nose. Thank God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Mom. Because if not, I would have gone to the ER for my like 10th birthday.
I never did that. That's why my mom never let me have Polly Pockets. Because she was afraid I was going to like eat it or stuff it up there. Because they were little. Like Barbies were my
Put it in your ear.
Yeah. One of my really good friends growing up stuck a bead up her nose once and it got all the way. She had to go to the emergency room. They had to take it out.
Like the
beads were,
or something?
the beads were like making bracelets and stuff. Yeah. All the way up.
But the thing is, like, honestly, we need a doctor to tell us, like, if it actually goes all the way up the nose, like, what happens? Wouldn't it just come out your mouth?
No, they have to, like, go in surgically, I'm sure, and do something.
But it's, like, not going to go to your brain.
Could it?
But, like, your nose drains to your mouth.
Okay, well.
We need to ask that question. Google, what happens if something gets stuck up your nose?
I'm going to Google.
What happens?
What?
Is there, like, an EMT listening?
What happens
You can tell us.
If a
Grey's Anatomy?
If a bead
gets stuck up your nose.
Gets
and then now my Wi-Fi network is gonna have like all these like medical
your
things.
Nose. Your ear comes up first. Your nose.
That's why ear I feel like is easy, right? Okay.
Having something stuck in your nose isn't life-threatening unless it's causing trouble breathing. Usually the main concern is infection due to blocked nasal fluids. Interesting. Don't try and remove the object with cotton buds or balls. What to do when your child has something stuck up their nose?
Yes!
That's the first thing.
That is what I did.
You honestly would think I would have done that. I didn't.
What does it say on the bottom? No. It just says how to tell if something's
Don't panic.
We definitely did panic.
Don't try and remove the object with cotton buds or cotton balls. These can push the object deeper into the nasal passage, which will only make things worse. Don't try and remove the object with your fingers.
That's what I did.
The cotton swabs to your fingers or blunt instrument. Okay? Don't risk pushing the object deeper. Don't try and suck the object out with a vacuum cleaner.
I mean, that's a good idea.
Don't make it a big deal. Too late. Calm your child down. Okay. Sit them up and lean them forward. Do a visual check before the blockage. Block the other nostril.
I couldn't because it was in both my nostrils.
This kid, look at this baby.
Trying to gently remove it with blunt tweezers. Yeah, so my mom did it with the tweezers. But then, like, okay, if the object hasn't been dislodged, it's time to see your GP, who will be able to help further.
Or your ER.
Wait. I saw something about a battery.
What?
Hold on. Wait.
If you think they have a battery or an item, containing toxic chemicals, you should head to the emergency room right away.
Wow. That still doesn't answer, like, where it goes, though, because it said it blocks it.
Well, they have to get it out before it,
But, like, if you think of your skull, like, a skull. No, not, like, in your head. Like, like, if you look at a skull.
Yes.
The nose is a hole. It's a cavity.
Yes, like an ear.
So, like, where it has to, I don't know.
No, it just gets stuck there. And, like, it's bad. Then you can, like, die.
Oh, I thought it would just like come out your mouth like a
spaghetti when kids stick spaghetti.
See?
Yeah. Up your nose and it comes out your throat.
I
didn't do that either.
Wait, I want to try that.
No,
I
choked on spaghetti once and my mom had to like stick her hand down my throat.
Oh my God. One time
I also ate rocks when I was like
X-ray and you see rocks inside of Raquel's stomach.
Yeah.
Wait, and then what? You just like poo them out, or like but so it's like fine. It will just like go through your intestines.
I mean, they weren't big rocks.
But they don't say like it's gonna cut your intestine open or something.
I mean, I guess they weren't big enough to like concern them. But like like Alex's dog ate a rock and she had to have surgery because it was lodged in her stomach and her intestines.
What if can it just like sit there forever?
No, it's like causing a blockage, so you like start like vomiting blood.
Oh my god,
kids are weird.
One time I poured Coke into my mouth, like Coca-Cola, and I was pouring too much of it, and I held it like with my mouth shut, like in my cheeks, and it was so full, and
Was it stinging?
You know how bad I am? I literally was like, I can't waste the soda, so I didn't want to spit it out. So I'm holding it in my cheeks, it's burning at this point, and I was like, I'm going to swallow it in doses, because like, you know, you can kind of try to do that.
Yeah, and then you choke, but yeah.
So I tried to do that. It didn't work. And then it all just came out my nose. I don't know.
I've had Sprite like come out my nose before.
What the heck?
I drank it and I choked and it like came out my nose.
Anyways, we started with plastic surgery and it ended with this.
With a weird childhood story as per usual.
Anyways, but yeah, so that's it. I think we're going to end it on that note.
What do you guys feel is appropriate? Do you think people should own up to their plastic surgery if they are such big public figures? Because that creates, you know, at least we know body dysmorphia is a thing, but like, I don't know. I'm very interested to see what the people have to say.
I am so distracted at this point that I just want to hear from a mom to tell me what happens when you have your kids that get stuff stuck up their nose.
I was a weird kid, but I didn't stick anything up my nose. I honestly am shocked I didn't put like a Barbie like shoe up my nose or in my ear or something.
A shoe? Why would you do that? Like
I don't know, kids are weird.
I drew on my Barbies, but
I cut their hair.
Of course you did. You want to be a stylist, I
stuff. Yeah.
Anyways, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed our personal stories or if you've done any such thing as shoving things up your nose or swallowing them as a child or maybe as an adult if you fancy that. But please
into that.
Make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and if you are watching on Apple, make sure to subscribe as well. Give us that 5-star review, and of course follow us on Instagram, but that's where we put all of our updates and anything regarding the podcast at Millennial_Girls. 2 L's, 2 N's.
Yes, I'm at Raquel Goldie.
And at Natasha Salahi.
See you guys next time. Peace, love, and unicorns. Bye.